campaign for a second year. We know that micro, small, and medium businesses are vital to our economy. They drive innovation, and more importantly, they create jobs. By investing in their growth, we're fostering economic success, and together we can pave the road to a thriving business community.
RBC is boasting a sunny side up as it announces its first ever solar cart. Some electrifying news there.
Plus, it's time for the Atlantis Wine and Food Festival, so patrons are looking for a tasty good time in paradise. Details are ahead.
Greater Glory Carriers are all about food and clothing drive in the season of Lent that church will be giving.
And coming up in sports, VJ Edgecombe wins Big 12 Freshman of the Year.
Bahamas Tonight Access Now starts now.
Good evening, everyone. I'm LaDawn Davis.
And I'm Marlena Leonard. Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight Access Now.
Well, it's day 2, Marlena. How's it going?
It's going great, LaDawn. I had a really warm welcome from everyone yesterday, and now I'm feeling like family. You know, it's the real hill thriller. So I'm good to go.
That is fantastic. And with that said, let's dive right into the news, shall we? Officials worldwide say the planet is in danger due to climate change while doing their part, and no matter how small, to combat the issue is a self-proclaimed leaders in personal banking services. Danielle Dean has a story.
RBC making an environmentally safe change to their headquarters.
We are really proud of our solar carport that we recently constructed. We have been on a journey now with helping to accelerate our transition to a more green economy.
Some of the major benefits associated with the structure are its capacity to charge electric vehicles, its high durability, and its ability to provide independent non-electrical power supply, thus reducing cost.
That reduction is going to be anywhere around possibly 15%. So it's really a great news story for us. The amount of energy that we're going to actually be able to reduce will help with not only reducing carbon emissions as well as air pollutants. And so overall, it's a wonderful news story, not only for RBC, but also for the Bahamas and our environment.
The managing director looks forward to making more changes to the bank for the sake of the environment, thanks to this major step.
Across the Caribbean, we've established an ESG committee actually to help and focus on mainly on climate and sustainability issues, that are pertinent to our region.
Reporting for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Danielle Dean.
International Women's Month recognizes resilience, strength, and the contribution of women in every sphere of life, including the workplace, home, the community, and the world stage. Recently, while at an event recognizing the Women's Day, Commissioner of Police Shanta Knowles addressed domestic violence. Our West Calix Forbes was there.
The energy in the room was electric as women from all walks of life gathered to uplift, empower, and inspire one another. The event featured an impressive lineup of speakers who tackled everything from breaking barriers in business to self-care secrets. This event was attended by several notable figures, and a major highlight of the night was recognizing Lady Marguerite Pinling, who was honored for her contribution to women's empowerment and the national development. As the night continued, Commissioner of Police Shanta Knowles' speech set the tone for the evening, that it was not just about recognizing women's achievement, but also confronting the harsh realities that they still face. The message was clear: gender-based violence is a crisis that demands immediate attention.
Bahamas, the statistics paint a daunting picture. According to a report presented at the 2023 United Nations General Assembly, approximately 1 in 4 women in the Bahamas will experience physical or sexual violence in their lifetime. This report highlights a particularly concerning trend where 65% of women who've reported physical violence described it as severe, including acts of slapping, choking, kicking and burning, beating about the body, and the use of weapons.
According to the cross-section data analysis of the Research and Policies Branch of the Royal Bahamas Police Force, domestic violence plays a factor in violent offenses such as assault, causing harm, threats of harm, threats of death, and attempted suicide. In 2024, females were the victim of 74% of these cases. The Research and Policy Branch also noted that sexual violence against women and girls remains significantly high in the Bahamas.
They summarized that sexual offenses such as rape and unlawful sexual intercourse are amongst the most reported crimes against women. Of the 46 unlawful sexual intercourse cases flagged as domestic related in 2024, 98% were female victims, and 30% were at the hands of an intimate partner.
As the night wrapped up, the energy remained high, with attendees leaving the event feeling inspired, motivated, and ready to tackle the world. But the question remains, will the urgent call for change translate into real action? Or will another year pass with more women falling into victims of violence while others watch in silence? For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Wes Calix Forbes.
Good story there, Wes. Well, some of the world's top culinary offerings and exquisite dining venues to be featured at this year's Atlantis Paradise Island Wine and Food Festival. Organizers are billing this event as the best ever, with award-winning chefs and top acts by Shaggy, Bahaman, and much more. Managing Director for the Atlantis Resort is Audrey Oswell.
We're really excited about it this year. Fortunately or unfortunately, a lot of events are already sold out, but we have our regulars like Michael White, who has our restaurant Peranza, Jose Andres, who has fish, and then we have some special guests. Bobby Flay is coming this year, Alon Shire, who has salon for us, and a lot of special guests and surprises this year. So, and the event expands every year, and we're excited to see that happen.
Local Bahamian restaurateurs and talent will take the spotlight. The festival will raise awareness for the resort's Atlantis Blue Project Foundation, which works to protect and preserve marine wildlife and endangered areas of the Caribbean.
We invite a lot of local chefs also, so it's not just Atlantis chefs and it's not just celebrity chefs from around the world. We also invite a lot of the local chefs. There's chefs that have restaurants here and some that work at other properties. So it's an opportunity for us to celebrate the culinary experience that's available in the Bahamas. And you know, I mean, I've been in the Bahamas for 12 years now, and I've seen it grow so much over the last 12 years. And for people that have always lived here, I'm sure it's grown a lot more in the years that they've been here from the early days, and it's just an opportunity for us to celebrate and for people to show their talent.
Over 40 vibrant art pieces, sculptures, and murals depicting various themes now occupy the halls of the Central Bank of the Bahamas. The institution, known for its art and cultural footprint, features the work of local high school students and more well-known Bahamian artists. Assistant curator at the Central Bank, Ivana Gator, says the event providing added exposure to the emerging talent.
This gives us an opportunity to have high school students, novices that are doing a really wonderful job, come into the gallery, have their first showing for many of them, and be able to speak and interact with professional artists. And honestly, it's been just such a lovely thing to bear witness to.
At its core, the exhibit explores critical societal themes, evoking strong emotions while pushing the boundaries of social and cultural norms. This particular art piece drawing attention to the recent slaying of 12-year-old Adriel Maxey, who was brutally slayed last year.
Many artists are speaking to things that are happening in real time in society, and so we actually have two submissions here on display in the gallery that are referencing Adriel Maxey's unfortunate passing, and one to my left is by Tanisha Pratt, who wrote the poem You Hem Me In, and it is referencing just this very unfortunate societal ill in our country.
Submissions for the exhibit, dubbed All Together Now, are also open for local creatives to showcase their work, which continues to promote local artistic expression.
We're really actually looking for and accepting submissions that are film. So we have a lot of film submissions, documentaries, poetry, and animation, and so many other digital media submissions. And so it's been evolving in a really beautiful way. The competitions have just always been the core of the art and culture program here at the bank. And what we do is when we have these open calls for submissions, and then we have this culminating exhibition. This time it actually has been since 2013 that we have combined the exhibitions, and so this gives us an opportunity to have high school students, novices that are doing a really wonderful job come into the gallery, have their first showing for many of them, and be able to speak and interact with professional artists. And honestly, it's been just such a lovely thing to bear witness to.
Very interesting story there, Desmond. While in the season of Lent, parishioners of the Greater Glory Carriers Ministries on Wolf Road and Palm Avenue are doing their part to provide a hot, hearty breakfast and clothing to about 500 Bahamians in the community they serve. The drive took place on the church's grounds recently, and a series of drives will take place throughout the year. Pastor Dr. Clinton Josie talked about the drive's overall success and how you can give back.
We would have been receiving a lot of men's clothes this time because a number of men in our community would have been reaching out for those kinds of things, for a job, for interviews, and for different visitations that they have to do. Certainly we've gotten some baby items. We certainly need more of the baby items to support the growing number of concerns and need in that area. A lot of lady clothes, a lot of ladies' clothing. We would have gotten tremendous support with that. When we talk about business suits, casual suits as well, pants and shirts and blouses and so forth. And certainly for our boys, we also had a low turnover with our boys.
With a major hunger need in our country, Pastor Josie says it's only fitting for clergymen and their members to come out of the four walls of the church and help those who need it.
We ought to feed those who are hungry, give to those who are thirsty, visit those who are shut in, who are sick in hospital rooms, and visit those who are in prison, also the widows. So definitely this is scripturally grounded and biblically founded. Definitely is, and in this area here, that this catchment area that we're in, the need is huge. In our country, a lot of persons are going. Some students go on just the welfare lunch that the government might give them. All right, and when they go home, there is no solid balanced meal.
And still to come, Pamela Gomez joins us tonight to talk about her new book, so keep it locked.
On this International Women's Day, we celebrate the unstoppable diaspora of Bahamian women who are not just breaking barriers, but are accelerating action for a better world. Every breakthrough we make moves us closer to saving lives. When we empower young minds, we pave the way for future leaders. When we fight for climate justice, we accelerate environmental sustainability. When we push our limits, we break records in sports. When we use our art as our voice, we accelerate the narratives that every story matters. And when we use our diverse minds for innovation, we accelerate representation in STEM fields. Women are at the forefront of change, innovation, and inspiration. Together, we can accelerate progress in every corner of society. Let's celebrate, uplift, and accelerate action, because together, we are unstoppable.
Welcome back. You're watching Access Now. There goes a fantastic shot by our steady-handed drone pilot, Neville Smith. You're looking at a breathtaking shot of the Albany area. Good job, Nev. Well, now let's take a flight down to Exuma to see exactly what's going on.
Although the price of eggs has declined here in New Providence, Family Island food store owners are hoping the same can be afforded to them. Altovise Munnings visited two of Exuma's main grocery stores for a reaction. Here's a story.
$16 for carton egg, what happened? You can't even afford to buy egg. That's only you can buy food. Good thing egg farming.
And that resident is among many Exuma residents who are not pleased with the current price of eggs. We're here at Smitty's Mart in Georgetown, and the large eggs cost $16.30, while the medium eggs cost $13.95. Manager here at Smitty's, Craig Parodi, is hoping the prices go down soon.
I wouldn't say they're flying off the shelf, but they are moving.
And are residents complaining about the high prices?
Some of them, but most people seem to just understand what's going on with the egg situation.
Prime Island Meats General Manager Kevin George replenished his stock of eggs before business opened on Wednesday, and by 10 a.m., half of it was already gone. Eggs at this location cost $13.75.
Restaurants need them, people need them for their kids and stuff, and baking. And we have directly behind us here, we have a restaurant that does a lot of baking and stuff. So she's always looking for eggs. So when we're out, we hear it, you know. So, but they're moving very quickly.
Do you anticipate the price of eggs going down anytime soon here?
Not anytime soon, but that's going to be predicated off of what happens in the United States, because everybody here, there's very limited amount of eggs sourced in the area, in the Bahamas. Most of the eggs come out of the U.S., out of the Caribbean, lower Caribbean. So wherever you're getting your eggs, if you're getting them out of the U.S., you're going to pay for them. And that's unfortunate, but it is what it is for right now. And that price won't go down until we see a reduction there first for us here.
Agriculture and Marine Resources Minister, the Honorable Jomo Campbell, told our news team that a proposal was presented to the government for assistance through the Bahamas Agricultural Health and Safety Authority, and he pledged the government's commitment to help Family Island food stores in any way they can.
And many Exuma residents say they cannot wait until the day when the price of eggs becomes more affordable. Reporting from Smitty's Mart in Georgetown, Exuma, with my colleague Randy Knowles for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Altovise Munnings.
Great story there, Alto. Let's turn things over to Marlena, who is standing by with author Pamela Gomez. Marlena?
Thanks, LaDawn. I hope those Exuma grocers get exactly what they want. Well, tonight we sit and chat with author Pamela Gomez, who has just launched her book titled Strong Bahamian Women, Icons and Legends. Pamela, welcome to Access Now.
Thank you, Marlena.
Thank you for joining us. Now, we were talking a little bit before we came on, and obviously I've got this passion for screenwriting. You're a published author. The thing that has in common is the passion for writing. What inspired you to start writing?
Well, Marlena, believe it or not, it happened on the evening news. I was watching the evening news, ZNS, and sitting on my couch, there was a story about Dame Janet Bostwick's 40th anniversary. They were at Sappadilla, an event sponsored by, put on by Leslie Miller Bryce, and the room was filled with women. And they were from all walks of life. There were some men there too, but they all celebrated this giant of a woman. And there was another story with Lady Pinling celebrating her 90th birthday. And I said to myself, who's recording this? Who's writing this story? And then I thought to myself, none other than me. I'm gonna do this. And I started journaling. And that was the start of the book in 2022, I think it was.
Amazing. I remember that day. That was actually one of my first assignments as a reporter, and it was such a cool thing to be a part of.
Wow.
Just coming into news and being surrounded by it was such amazing energy in there. So
yes.
For that to be what inspired this book, it's just absolutely amazing. And then obviously for it to be getting launched around International Women's Day, it's so timely. What inspired that?
Well, I served as director on the Bahamas Maritime Authority back in 2018, I think it was, under the chairmanship of now Madam Justice Denise Lewis Johnson. And we had something for the first time called Maritime Week. And that week ended around the time of International Women's Day. We put on a symposium. I happened to be the host. And we got so many positive remarks, and we made history by highlighting women in maritime at that time. Two of them, Isabella Jones and Juanita, her last name escapes me right now, but they both worked out of London, Bahamas Maritime Authority office, and the response was wonderful. And I said, you know, I need to do something again on International Women's Day. And this book has been in the making for 2 years, and every time that anniversary or that date rolled around, I was not able to do it. I had some challenges while writing the book, so I had to postpone it. So this year, yes.
We're here now. Now, can you tell us just a little bit about just a couple of some of the strong Bahamian women we can expect to see highlighted in the book?
Well, I would not leave my mother out. She was the one who, inspired me most of all. She's from West End, Grand Bahama, a family of 12 siblings, and they're also highlighted in the book. Then there is some persons you know and some you don't know, but each person has impacted my life in some way, form, or fashion.
Amazing.
There's Lady Wallace Whitfield. She's been a tower of strength for me and inspiration. There's Wally Robinson, who was a realtor in Grand Bahama. Not many people know of her, but she was a powerhouse within herself. Telsina Coakley, she passed away during the book. She allowed me to spend 3 hours with her, interviewing her for this book, and she asked me to write her bio.
Amazing.
I almost passed in December when she passed.
Oh.
It was heartbreaking, but it inspired me to go on, finish the book, because I had put it down due to a personal health issue I had. And when that happened, I picked it up again, and yeah.
Well, I think this book is going to inspire a lot of people, but of course they need to get it first. So can you tell us where you got it, where we can go get it?
Well, actually, today it's available on Amazon in 3 forms: hard copy, paperback, and ebook. There's no longer any copies in Nassau. I had a few published in Nassau, but they all went on Saturday.
Oh, there
the book
you are.
sells for $56 paperback and $65 hardback, landed in Nassau.
Perfect. Well, Pamela, thank you so much. It was a pleasure having you on the show tonight. Head over to get your online copy since there's no more left here, but I definitely want to get one, so I'll be on there tonight making sure I get mine. Thank you so much for joining us, and stay tuned. Let's check in with Total Sports to see what's coming up.
VJ Edgecombe named Big 12 Freshman of the Year. Details of that story and more coming up in sports.
Hi, I'm Brent Burrows, Vice President of Retail and Sales at CBS Bahamas and the CBS Pro Store. Not only do we guarantee the best prices on all your favorite building materials, but we're proud to offer the best delivery program in all of Nassau. Whether you buy 1 box of screws or a truckload of plywood, island-wide delivery is just $5. And for our Family Island customers, we're proud to offer complimentary drop-off to the mailboat of your choice. Visit us today at the CBS Pro Store on Robinson Road and check out our website to set up your next delivery.
For more than 30 years, thousands have attended the annual Bahamas Bridal Show to enjoy a spectacular fashion show, fun and games, food and champagne, and $30,000 in prizes, including honeymoons. On Sunday, March 23rd at Grand Hyatt Baha Mar, come see the reason the Bahamas Bridal Show is the ultimate experience for weddings and special events. Show tickets, $75. Call 421-9783 or visit bahamasevents.net.
Welcome to your Tuesday Sports Check, everyone. I'm Amajal Knowles, topping sports. A major accolade for Bahamian collegiate basketball player VJ Edgecombe. After a strong first season for the Baylor Bears, the Bimini native was named as the Big 12 Conference Freshman of the Year on Monday, headlining 3 Bears receiving all Big 12 recognitions. In addition, Edgecombe was named to the All Big 12 Freshman team and the All Big 12 Second team. Edgecombe lived up to his preseason billing as one of the top first-year players in all of college basketball. Edgecombe averaged 15 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 steals per game, while shooting 43.8% from the field and 35% from three-point range. He was second on the team in scoring and assists and led the team in steals. He led all freshmen in the conference in scoring and finished 3rd among freshmen in rebounds and assists. VJ and Baylor set to make their Big 12 tournament debut on Wednesday. Track news, the University of Bahamas Mingo's men's track and field team turned in a great performance to open its international season at St. Thomas University at their Under the Lights meet over the weekend. The men's 4x4 team picked up a 2nd place finish, finishing in 3 minutes, 21.63 seconds. Newcomer freshman Kendall Cooper took fourth in the javelin, with a personal best of 49.33 meters. Another newcomer and freshman, Samuel Corbin, took sixth in the shot put competition with a throw of 11.16 meters. Head coach Ednal Roll impressed with the team's performance.
It was a great opener for us. Particularly excited about the new freshmen, in particular Kendall Cooper, who would have thrown a lifetime best in the javelin. He has been steadily improving. Usually with their first collegiate meet, tends to be a little, tension, fear of competing with these bigger guys. And I think he's kept up really well. I'm excited about the remaining of the season because, we have some more collegiate meets to go. And this is a great start with us starting with 5 season bests and 2 personal bests.
That's been a look at your sports on this Tuesday. A check on weather when we return.
Grand Bahama, it's that time again. The Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture presents the 2025 Grand Bahama New Year's Day Junior Joe Parade, March 15th at 5:30 p.m. West Explorers Way, Post Office Parade Road. There will be food, drink, but most of all, Joe Canoe. Come out and cheer on all your favorite schools, preschools, primary schools, junior high, all age and secondary schools. Who will be deemed the champions? Only one way to find out. Be there. Oh, yeah.
Welcome to What's Trending. Join me, Jiminita Swain.
And me, The Bahama Beauty, Monday through Thursday at 6 p.m.
Only on the ZNS Network.
It's time for your Access weather forecast. A cold front raced through the Bahamas last night, and it's now residing in the southeast Bahamas, but will exit the area later on tonight and eventually dissipate, but is leaving behind a cold stream of northwesterly winds, which will see temperatures drop into the 50s in some parts of the northwest Bahamas later on tonight. And your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Live Business, where we simply bulk up your business. For all areas, the winds are going to be northwest at 12 to 18 knots, wave heights down 3 to 6 feet, but caution flags remain in place. And tomorrow, as we head into the middle of the week, we expect light and variable winds in the northwestern islands with flat sea conditions. High tide will occur at 7:33 in the morning with a low tide at 1:54 in the afternoon. For the central and southeastern islands, the winds northerly at 10 to 15 knots, wave heights 2 to 4 feet. And then on Thursday, we'll see the winds pick up just slightly out of the southeast at 10 to 15 knots and the wave heights 2 to 4 feet. Tide-wise, it will be high at 8:12 in the morning on Thursday with a low tide at 2:30 in the afternoon. And for the southeast Bahamas, you can expect the winds to come out of the east at 10 to 15 knots and the wave heights 2 to 4 feet. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they're brought to you by Royal Star Shores.
Trying to catch a vibe.
And that's going to do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Shores. But join me at 11 o'clock for a full weather update. LaDawn and Malia.
Thanks a lot, Basil. Some beautiful spring weather outside. Melina, what are your thoughts on spring?
Not much changes. We still have the beautiful flowers and beautiful weather. I'm just waiting for the water to get warm enough to get into it, a beach. That's all I'm looking for. Yeah. But before I get carried away with spring, let's turn things over to Matea Cunningham and let's talk socials.
Today we're talking about a viral moment that got some feeling blue. Can you guess it? If you guessed Dairy Queen's newest Crunch and Cookie Cone Dip, if you didn't catch the memo, it's blue. With the color as eye-catching as that, are you surprised that customers flock to Dairy Queen franchises with no time to spare? I mean, even Dairy Queen Bahamas had to issue a graphic stating that most of their Nassau locations were sold out of the product due to a heightened demand. Anywho, the social birds have been giving some mixed reviews, some saying that it's flavorful and the texture packs an enjoyable punch, others stating that it simply tastes like blue candle wax. Take a look at these reviews.
Reviewing Dairy Queen's new Crunch and Cookie flavor. Let's start with the cone. I got a side of Oreos with it. That is so good. The ice cream is so creamy, and the hard chocolate shell has these crunchy bits in it. Let's dip it in the Oreos. That is fantastic.
The way you guys come on this app and lie unprovoked, it needs to be studied. It needs to be studied. And I fall for it every single time. It tastes like nothing. I'm not lying to you. It tastes like sugar. It's supposed to be cookies and cream. It's supposed to taste like cookies and cream. It tastes like nothing. It's disgusting. It's not disgusting. It's just boring. It's plain. It's Oreo McFlurry tastes better than this.
Now, for those who were responsible for the ridiculously long Dairy Queen lines this weekend, if you tried the treat, how was it? Was it worth the hype? Or was it simply another trend going rampant? Let me know, because I'm getting mine next. I'm Matea. Thanks for tuning in to Let's Talk Socials. Have a good one.
And I'm sure Malena and I are going to get ours as well, right?
Yeah. That's a big range.
Well, that's a wrap for us tonight, Malena.
Well, 2 down and 3 to go.
Yes.
Stay tuned for the rundown with Clint Watson.
Good night, everybody.